Fine. How are you doing?
Good.
We're excited to have you here.
Oh, thank you. They're excited too, and I'm getting more. They're getting more communicated with me before a session, so I get this big toothy smile, and that means everything's going to be really fun for everybody and good, you know. And most of them have been, I have to say. I only had one woman that wanted me to find her purse, and that's why they made me record. Because, you know, that's not really what I do. It's more of a, I don't know, Homer could probably explain it better, but I'm not really like a psychic that's going to tell you where you were on a certain day or find something that's lost or something like that. And they only brought me one client like that so that I would learn that if it did occur, that I'd just nicely say, you know, we're not the right fit. And you kind of have to experience it, I guess, to know what to do with it.
And
Pantea is coming.
Sine too, so.
There's Pantea. She was the one wanting us to.
Oh, they're starting to come in already. Oh, if you don't mind, we're coming in. Yes.
Hi,
Great.
We'd like to say hello to all of you that are here. Yes, we are very excited about our exchange. We have been grinning all morning to Robin to let her know that you are a lovely bunch and we're going to have a good time here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to give us just maybe an introduction and then?
Absolutely, we would. Yes. We are what is called a conscious channeler. When we are in, Robin is out, and she moves like this. Yes, she can come back in. You can speak to her as Robin, or she can pop in and out at will. Yes, there is no lag time. We've explained this to Homer when we have had our session with him in the past, you see. It is our agreement with her. It works well. Yes, when she is out, she can have no input whatsoever in the transmission that we are having. If she were to have a judgment or thought about it, we would immediately withdraw. It is part of the agreement we have to keep the transmission clear and pure, you see. This is how it moves. We do like you to know before we begin that we like to get questions in one part. Sometimes a human will go 3 or 4 parts of a question. And then what happens is Robin tries to hold it in her consciousness and she starts to feel herself being pulled a bit. And we like to avoid that. So how we do it is ask you to break the question into one part at a time. And that is really the only requirement that we have. We are ready and willing to move in any area that we want, that you are wanting. Yes, we are knowing that you have lots of questions about channeling. Yes, and about what it is you're going to be doing, and we are ready and waiting to serve you in any way that would be to your liking. We also want to let you know we use a lot of mudras. Yes, maybe Homer didn't see this so much, but it is becoming more and more dominant. We like humans to know, many are surprised to find out that your yoga was actually something that occurred automatically, or it was not taught in the beginning. It was something that spirit would give to those that were gifted. Yes, and it is much like these mudras now that Robin is doing. It is very healing for you, yes, and for us, for Robin in the practice that she is in. So do not be put off by this. It is something that she does when she is moving with a group, because it will also be a gift to you, you see. We are knowing we are on what is known as a video call, yes? And we are wondering, Homer, should we always pause? Should we be mindful of this?
No, you can speak whatever you have on your mind, whatever feels best for the group, whatever energy comes in the most dominant, it's fine with us. And
the only other thing we would tell you, we don't see that it will be probably in use that much today, but there are 10 of us that are gathering. Yes, we are all contributing, but we are voicing ourselves through one, Athena. She is the one that is doing the exchange or the talking right now. Yes, there is Jeremiah, who is kind of second in line. He doesn't like hearing that. Yes, but he is one that has a very powerful way about him. And oftentimes the appropriate energy will be called forth depending on the human we are moving with. He came out the other day to Robin's sister. She wasn't too happy about it. Yes, she was stuck in something, and he hits her with a powerful blast, really, to get her to move or to accept what it is that he is trying to convey to her. So we want to let you know that sometimes if the transmission becomes a little more powerful, it is because of the energy that we are moving with the one that is with us, you see. It is what makes us a little bit different. Robin couldn't understand it at first. She wondered, why is it that they can be so gentle and smooth with some, and then others will come in and they will be blasting. Yes, very loud, very dominant. And this is why we are matching or meeting the energy that we are coming up in front of, you see.
What we
are
covered,
we waiting for others to join?
I think everyone's here that's going to be here today. If someone else drops in, it'll be
Okay.
fine. So, I mean, if you want to, like you said, give a general message to the group, and then maybe we can take some questions from some of our people here, if they have any questions about the topic you're so well versed in, that being stuck. So I think that's kind of where everyone is nowadays.
Yes. Yes. We have moved with many that are having these problems. Yes, and it is part of the unity that is coming. Humans are deciding that they want this to move. They want to find these places in themselves that are preventing them to be in their fullness or their wholeness or their connection. And it's one of the reasons we have come, really. Yes, we love to move with humans that are in repeat situations or having a problem they're stuck in. And oftentimes we would say many times, we are doing a series of sessions with those, sometimes 4 to 6, depending on what it is that they are moving through. And we are having very good results with it because this steady diet or steady contact, yes, it is what Robin has done with her sons. Yes, it is what she has done with family that is close to her. And their lives have changed, we would tell you, magnificently since we have arrived. We're not taking all the credit. They have had to move through some stuff. We would tell you many, like Robin, not many, but Robin did have this Kundalini rising or experience. And what happened was it released everything at once. And it was quite traumatic for a while. And this is something that we don't really recommend to a human. It did occur to her. And we would tell you it took her many years to get her energy balanced and to go through all of the emotions that were upheaved from every lifetime that was ever lived, came out of this one at once, you see. And so when she moves with some, yes, her daughter-in-law, who is a tender one, yes, we are peeling, taking just a little bit at a time. And even that for her can be kind of traumatic when something comes up and we are having to reveal it to her and have her move through it, you see. So this is the advice that we would give humans that are on the spiritual path, such as you are. We know you are, yes, that you are gentle with yourselves and that you allow your time to move through things more singularly, rather than some get so caught up on the path and they're so excited really about becoming expanded and becoming what they call whole or connected, yes, and they start to demand of themselves this immediate movement. But what can happen is you can find yourself in some trouble when things emerge too fast. It can be very difficult on a human and their relationships, and you still have to live as a human on the human plane. So what we would tell you to do is take your time, really. There's no rush. We would tell you so many get on the spiritual path and they feel as though there's this fire burning under them and they're in this fast pace or rush to get somewhere. And we would tell you that the only place we want you to get in a hurry is in your happy state, yes? And going through all of these emotions that can be pent up or locked up, yes, from different experiences that you humans have had, can be quite traumatic. So this is the advice we would give you as you go upon the journey that you are all on, yes?
Could we take some questions from our group if someone would like to start?
Absolutely.
Jay, would you like to start or would you like to pick someone?
Okay, so let's go with, so guys, we're gonna go through where we are stuck. So we're just saying a few words. So I'm stuck in my business. I'm stuck with which direction I'm going in. I have a lot of channeling messages coming through. I have the channeling that's happening to me and hypnosis. So I guess I'm asking which direction I'm going in.
Mm-hmm. So you are experiencing, if we are to hear you correctly, that during hypnosis you are having channeling, but maybe not necessarily when you are conscious or not being hypnotized. Is this what you are saying?
Yeah, that's the majority is coming through hypnosis, and occasionally I'm having it outside.
Yes. And when does it come? When it is outside?
After hypnosis session, it comes mostly, or after meditation.
So it is that you relax. Yes, it is that you relax. This is when you make your connect or your progress that you are looking for. Yes, we would tell you that one of the things that can occur when you are having this experience that you are having and you are made aware of it, now you become the chaser of it, or the one that is identifying with it or knowing that it is available to you, you see. And this can create a little resistance. You want this to unfold very naturally. You want to step into your knowing. feeling, step into your expectation, yes, and stop the chase, stop the idea of how do I get it, when is it going to come, when is it going to become like this one does it, or how is this going to be? Because we're going to tell you, as we have told Homer and many others that we have moved with, that you could be different than others, you see. And when you try to set an idea or parameter around something the way that you think that it will come or should come, yes, it sometimes can be very different. But one thing we're going to promise you, as we always do, is that what you are looking for, the feeling, will be identical to the feeling you are wanting. So we would tell you to release, to let go, to not decide how it should be. Robin used to, in the beginning, watch other channelers, and she would think, well, look at this one's doing, and look at what that one's doing, yes. And we would tell her, this is getting kind of boring, because we are all different, you see, and we are going to do it our way. It is not going to be like something you are going to watch on a channel and then all of a sudden it's going to be you that way, you see. So this is the advice that we would give you. You have a preconceived notion of how you think this should occur, and it is really what is messing you up, you see. Just know that you are going to have the experience, relax into it. We're not against meditation, but what we always say is you don't have to do anything except for to move into your connective state, to move into the happy place, to move into what makes you sing, what makes you joyful, what can you look at that will bring you the feeling of what it's you're searching for in your channeling, you see. You're looking for fulfillment, you're looking to help others, you're looking for meaning in your life. And this is the feeling we would tell you to look for and try to feel it as much as you can, because then like feelings will come to you. And the channeling is a like feeling to this, you see.
Thank you. Thank
How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel?
I don't know.
Well, then there's your answer. The universe cannot send you a damn thing in that emotion, you see. Decide. This is how I want to feel. This is how I like to feel. This is the work I want to do. This is how I want to be, you see. Now we've got something we can sink our teeth into. That was a big understanding you just got. We don't know if you realize it or not.
Yeah.
You can't create from nothing. You must have a feeling. Many will talk about standing in the corner and wishing and hoping, yes, but we would tell you it is a feeling. This is what is being delivered unto you. It will always come in the form of a feeling that you are enjoying. That's why you came to this plane, that you have the emotional feelings, you see. And even in the negative ones, we want to make it clear. You're not going to get a negative feeling unless you stay over there and continue to be negative. We on the high planes will bring you to the higher level and all that is, where you are, where the high part of you is, yes. And then you as a human had the experience, and we don't care if it's negative or positive. We want you to let go of it because that's the job you came here to do. And then we want you to get over to the good feeling side, to your connective state, to your love state, to your admiration, your desire, yes, whatever it is, the feeling that you want to have, and plug into the high part of yourself and then become what you have become because of the life experiences you've been having, you see. You're staying over in frustrated. You're staying over in I don't know. You're staying over and wondering if it's going to come. There's nothing there for you. It's over here in the good stuff.
Thank you.
Mia, did you have a question?
No, if we go around a circle, I said, I'm ready.
Just go ahead. You had your hand up.
So I am stuck in, I'm doing a 3D job, that corporate job that does pay my bills, but I don't have any excitement to do it. And then I'm trying to create and get my 5D business, which is the regressor hypnotherapy, and serve clients and needing to finalize my website and all that kind of stuff. And some days I am so procrastinating and not inspired to do anything and just feel like lack of desire for life.
You're over here on the left, we would tell you, yes. And once again, we want you to look at that job that you have. for what it provides you, really. It provides you stability. Yes, it provides you with the income that you are needing. We want you to look at all the niceties you have because of it. Yes, we'd like you to look around and find anybody there that you can admire and be grateful to for having the job in the first place, you see. As you dislike it, as you feel stuck in it, and as you wish to disregard it and get rid of it, you see, you're staying over here. This is not a good place to stay. We tell humans all the time, we don't know why. Yes, we have to keep telling you, how do you feel as you say this? How do you feel as you talk about being stuck? How do you feel as you talk about this job that is not for you, that you are not liking? We would tell you, you don't even need to answer us. We are already knowing how you are feeling because we are feeling it. It is not good, you see. In the order for you to get what you want, you have to move into your love state with this job. It is where you are at right now. It is your vehicle. You need it, yes? And until you don't need it anymore, you need to love it, yes? So we would tell you, do this and see the transformation that will occur in your life. Love the job, really. Do your best at it. And then put out the desire for something more. Yes, this is what I am really loving. This is what I am really wanting. But I am so grateful for this job that I have. Yes, that is going to get me to this place where I'm going to get into this job that I really want to do, that I really love. But you can't get there as you are condemning the one that you have, you see, because you will only get more of same. We keep telling humans this over and over again, and we're going to keep doing it. We want you to keep coming with your questions, but sooner or later, it's going to go through your heads that you cannot dislike where you are and get where you want to go, you see. You have to come to peace with it. You have to make agreement, yes, that this is something that you are choosing. You're choosing to be a victim of it. You're choosing to be stuck in it. You're choosing this, you see. And we would tell you to choose differently. Choose in your power. I'm doing this thing. Yeah, I don't like it. Yes, but boy, it's giving me this. I like the money. Yes, I like the vehicle that it is to me so that I can work on this hypnosis or whatever else it is I'm going to do when I get there. Yes. And then we want you to move into the side of love and gratitude for it and appreciation, because this is where you are going to meet the desire that you are having. You cannot meet the desire on this side, you see. We will tell humans over and over again, we're never going to argue with you about the rights and wrongs in the world. We're never going to do it. We agree with you. But if you continue to look at them, if you continue to make them part of your mini universe, and that's what you are one universe, each one of you within yourselves. And then you decide, am I going to agree with the masses of the mass consciousness and become part of that? Or am I going to create something different, add something more for myself and for all that is? This is the choice you are faced with as human.
Thank you.
Can we move on to Donna?
Can. We've got a question. So, I mean, in your answer to Jay, and it's relevant to me as well. So, what's the meaning when you are reaching and you're trying to bring things in and you're taking yourself to a happy place all the time, but the environment and the people around you and the demands in that environment are contrary to what you are seeking? So even though I appreciate the money I get from that job and I love my family, they don't resonate with what I'm trying to do. And there are people who, I don't know if intentionally try to block, but it's, you know, it's interferes with their existence in a way. So yeah,
we are going to give you a pill right now that you may not want to swallow, you see. We want humans to become accountable. We want them to know when they have something in their lives that they are not liking, that they are the producers of it, you see. You talk to me as though what is in your life is accidental, or that something has been placed before you that does not belong to you. And I am here to tell you that is not true, you see. There is not a single one in you, in front of you, or job that someone is in, that they have not in any way created or brought to themselves, you see. And when you as a human can come to this knowing and come to this understanding and finally let go of your victimization and understand you are a creator, you are a God. Don't stand before us ever and give that up. We will not have it, you see. You are the creator of the life that you are having, like it or not. It is how it is. you see. And we know that it is difficult because many humans are creating unconsciously. They have no idea of what it is they are doing in their day-to-day living, you see. But we are having this conversation with all of you here today so that you may never forget again that you are the creator. You are it. There's no man out there doing it for you. There's no victim in this, you see. Once you really start to get this and you can become self-actualized, you can become this circle of creation. You can know that you are a human. Yes, you are on this side, you are human. And then over here, you are on this side and you are a spirit. Yes. And you have come through the human to have these experiences, but that is all you agreed to, not to be perfect, not to not do any wrong, not to make any mistakes. This is not something you agreed to. You agreed only to be an experiencer. That's all that you agreed to. And then what you want to do, yes, is to know that you can be a spirit in the human form, that you can bring what you humans deem as heaven upon earth, or get the benefit really of the life experience and expansion that you are creating by the life you are living. And make no mistake that it doesn't matter whether you have done it perfect or not, you have still added to the whole, you have still contributed, and it has risen to the highest degree of that which you have experienced. We want you to really understand that you are worthy, you are enough when you draw your breath in the morning, and when you have a desire, you are expanding all that is because of the life that you yourself are living. And that's enough right there, you see. But we are knowing that many want to pass this buck around. They want to think that I can't think positively because I have this person at work that's on me. Yes, I have this spouse that doesn't want me to do that which I am wanting to do. But we would tell you, in your mistaken creation, you have brought this to yourself. And now that you have this awareness and this keen sense that you are the creator, you can start to clean it up, you see, and you can watch it transform before your very eyes. This is the good news, yes? So that is what we would say to you. If you have these things or these areas in your life that you are not wanting or liking, you need to clean up the vibratory level that has created them and matched them to you. Robin's son is a good example. We use him all the time, yes? He gave us an example the other day. He was in a trading group and paying a lot of money to get tips on different market trades. He's professional at this, done it for many years and good at it, yes? But the one that is putting on the trading group got very negative, and he was talking about vaccines and what is going to happen to you if you get them and how awful they are, yes? And it turned into something that wasn't stock trading anymore. It was more complaining. And he got tired of it. So he decided to call us up, yes, and tell us, I got in my truth. I called this one up and I told him that I was tired of paying for all of this negativity, and that I wasn't going to do it anymore, and that I was being in my truth and telling him just how it was, you see. What do you think happened? This one came back at him again, yes, telling him exactly why he is wrong, and the whole conflict just escalated and continued, you see. And this is what we would tell a human. We wanted to point out to him how he was creating this negativity in his life, you see. And it isn't necessarily that everyone is going to change or do what you want, but there are ways of moving, we would say, take the least path of resistance, you see. He could have dropped out of the trading group and decided it wasn't for him. Somehow I have created this for myself. I have thought in a negative way, and I have brought this man to me who does the same. I'm just going to know I did it, yes, and I'm going to remove myself from that group because I do not want to be part of it anymore. And then if the man would call him and he would say, hey, how come you're not in the group anymore? Now we have someone who has come to you, who is asking you your opinion or why you have left, you see. And now they are in receiving mode. They want this information, and then it can be delivered. But you're never going to deliver something to somebody that hasn't asked. They don't want it, you see. They are there as your teacher. They've done their job, you see. And this is what we would tell you. Get into this understanding, really. When you see one before you that is an annoyance to you, or it is preventing you from doing that which you are wanting to do in your life, we want you to move into gratitude and think, thanks for letting me know. Yes, there you are. I've done something. And then look around. What is it? Where am I like feeling? Where's the like feeling to this in my life that I am doing over and over again? Why am I getting these same? Why am I getting these people that are annoying me? And why am I not being supported when I want to be supported, you see? And we tell you it's the feeling. It won't always be a situation that is exact, but if you look around for that feeling and where you are contributing to it in your life, we tell you, you will make a match. And as you clean it up, these kind of people will either change or they will just drift out of your experience. You won't need to remove them. And when something is not a match, they just go away, you see.
Thank you. Tina.
At least.
Okay, I will. I don't know if it's appropriate question. I don't feel very stuck in my job. I know it's introspective hypnosis and writing. These are two things I think I can easily combine in my life. But it's more personal. I'm 46 now, and it's a fear, actually. I don't have children, and they didn't come, and I'm afraid that in some years or I will be devastated about this or really depressed about it. I don't know. I also feel a strong call to help animals, but maybe this is the only thing that bothers me really much, really a lot. So no children.
Was this a decision that you made?
Sorry?
Was this a decision you made?
No, I didn't. It just didn't come to me, and it's, well, I mean, in an age where I should need some help to have them, but I'm really not sure. I'm more afraid that in my partnership or in my life later that I will regret it, or I can't feel it. I can't even do the question properly, actually, to be sincere.
How do you feel as you discuss this with us in this moment?
I'm sad.
And when have you felt sad before in your life?
Lately, it's more difficult lately because I'm feeling, because this is I will just have to accept it, I guess. Some years ago, I felt that I still had chance, but I have less and less, and I don't know. I didn't even want to ask this. It's just I'm really good in life at hiding my pain. I'm always cheerful. I'm funny. It's very deep.
We would tell you, yes. It is not that we do not feel you. We do, yes, and you have our hearts. Let me give that to you. There is never a mistake. We don't know how we can communicate this to you at the highest level, that every being is eternal, and that this is such a brief blip or time that you are in, and you made no mistake in the life you are living. It is yours, and you are right. You add love and beauty and humor. You are enjoyed by many. And to devalue yourself by one experience that you are not having, your body is reacting in the sadness by the way you are feeling about it and not by the absence of it. If you can really get that it isn't the judgment and the worry and the fear of it, that you are feeling the great sadness, that you are being notified by your guidance system. You are mistaken when you think it is minus the children that is causing this sadness. It is coming from you, you see, and the way that you are viewing the life that you have lived. All of us have lived innumerable lives and experienced innumerable things. You see, you've not missed it. You've had many children in other lives, and you'll have many more, you see.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you can really let go of this, we can feel a little ease in you, yes? A little bit of understanding maybe. that this is a difficult life experience. And we talk about these all the time. It is the same when one loses a partner, a child, God forbid, yes. It is a horrific experience that a human has to deal with. But the master isn't the human. And they're able to let go of it and move into their love state, into their acceptance, into their knowing that you have lived a magnificent life, you see. This is what we talk about. It is a perfect example of not being attached to this human experience that one is going through, because you can become the character that you are acting out or living as, you see. We talk to healers that become magnified. They feel as though they are doing the healing. They feel as though they are on a pedestal or superior. And when what happens is the character becomes so, they become so attached to the human ego and side of things that they become distorted. And many times that we would tell you their home life relationships are suffering, but perhaps maybe they have this character side of them in their work or as a healer or whatever it is that they do, that they are quite revered. And it is usually a sign or a signal that something's really gone awry with this one. So this is the advice we would tell you. Connect up more on your spirit side and know that this is an experience as a human that for whatever reason you have chosen it. Yes, there's nothing that a human is experiencing that they haven't some degree agreed to the feeling of, you see. It is something that you are wanting to transcend and wanting to let go of, we would tell you. And so know that it isn't minus the children. It is minus the love of self. It's minus the acceptance of self. It's minus the gratitude as human for what you have already done, the contribution you have made. Because there are many, we would tell you, we are not likening your loss of not having a child, but there are so many other failures or what people deem as failures as humans that they could attach to, that it would be too many numbers to count, you see. Everybody has something that they feel as though that they missed out on or could have done better. And you're never going to get it 100%. You're never going to not feel as though you are feeling the contrast, because that is what this earth plane is. That's never going to stop. But what you can do is you can start to release yourself from attaching to it. And that's why we say, have the experience. You've had it now. Let it go. There's nothing good there for you. And move over to your love side, yes, to your enjoyment, to those people that you just told us about that love you, that find you funny, that enjoy every aspect about you. Live over there, you see. It's where the good stuff is.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'd like to call up Irena now.
Hello, Athena. Thank you very much. I'm so pleased to be with you. I actually don't know what to ask. I just adore your advices and the love that you share with us, and I really understand your messages. So I'm pleased to be with you. Actually, I really don't know what to ask.
You actually asked the perfect question without even knowing it, you see. We want to make it abundantly clear, and we are most grateful for the honor that you gave us, yes. But what we do is talk to you, you see, to the high part of you. The woman we just had the exchange with that did not have the children, that was her high self that was speaking to her through us, you see. So we do not want to take the credit for the magnificence and the brilliance that you are, you see. Many don't realize when we move with them, why does it feel so good? Why does it feel like it hit the mark? And we're telling you, you're the ones that hit the mark, you see. We are the transmitters of the high part of you, you see. And you all have access to it. You are all in the process of working at getting better connected or understanding of it, yes. And this is part of the process that one goes through when they are in this contrasting plane that you are in, you see. So that we want to make that abundantly clear. We are glad that you brought that up. And although we are grateful, yes, for your compliment, yes, we have to say right back at you, because much of the information that we are transmitting to humans is coming directly from them, you see.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Okay, and now, Anna, please.
I have been stuck in this role of a hypnotherapist, but I feel that I have been ignited again. I have been taking it very easy, not to rush in anything, so that I can do the work without losing myself. As you said before, not trying to copy anyone. So now I feel that I'm getting ready for restart and to launch my business. Also, I wonder, as I have many light friends, light beings that visit me since long time, and I get messages from them. I wonder if there is a meaning in this kind of connection that has to do with my work. Thank you.
Absolutely. We would say there is a connection between this happening and your work, yes, and we would pay close attention to the assistance. There are many guides that are surrounding you that would like to do this for you and be in union with you in the endeavor that you are on, you see. We would also say this idea of, for many, and it is not something that is not occurring regularly, let's say that. Yes, Robin has had many, many exchanges with the likes of you, yes, that are all changing their professions. They have been regular. She just had a meeting with a psychologist from Dublin the other day, of all things, yes. And he had been practicing in regular way for many, many years. And he is now converting over to more of a spiritual type of way, and he is getting clients that are open to these ways or concepts. And this is flooding right now into your world. It is why we are having the meeting we are having today. It is why you feel renewed or refreshed, yes. And Homer is much the same, we would tell you. And a lot of you here at the table today are all going to be doing same, you see. And this is where the real bread and butter is, we would tell you, to combine this wisdom and knowledge that you have in this hypnosis and even in the psychology that many are, and then to invite this high aspect or wisdom to combine with you is going to be very, very effective in speeding the development of those that are wanting it, you see. And it is why we made the time for this meeting today. You are the facilitators of the new way that is coming, you see. And so we would say to you, absolutely, you are going to be assisted, all of you are, to the degree that you are wanting it. And we are congratulating you for recognizing it and noticing, yes, that this is occurring for you.
Thank you so much. Can I ask another question? It has to do with the communication with the animals that also are guiding me. I feel that connection to nature and everything, the trees and the birds and the fairies, and but the lately the birds, especially the owls, they are talking to me.
And we would tell you, yes, if you were not aware of it, the sign or symbol for Athena is the owl, you see. And Robin has been seeing the owl quite regularly, and we have told her, we're going to bring it to you and bring it to you and bring it to you, till you know that we're bringing it to you, you see. The other day, she was sitting on the couch. She has what is a covered open porch, yes. It is probably 8-10 feet wide, and then it has the posts that go down, you see. And something enormous, went through it, yes. And she said to her son, I think somebody just ran across our porch. It was that large, you see. And then she opened the door to hear her husband yelling as it went over the top of his head and darn near clipped his ears, yes. And it was a full, large owl, you see, that had shown itself to them. And it came back around and it landed in the yard about 5 or 6 feet in front of Robin, in her front yard, you see. Then about 3 or 4 days later, she went on a drive to play some tennis, yes. And as she pulled to the driveway, she was turning in and there was an owl sitting on the woman's mailbox, you see. And then about a week later, she was driving home and she went to pull into her driveway and there was an owl sitting in the middle of her driveway that would not move, you see. So we would tell you that there are symbols, yes, that will be brought to you. And this, we are thinking perhaps this one in particular might be a sign or a symbol of our upcoming meeting. It could be confirmation to you for that, yes. But the birds that one sees, they do have meaning. And this is why the totems are channeled or written about. This is not folklore that is written. If you will look them up, you will see why they have come and what they symbolize. So we would tell you, yes, you are communicated through other animals and the likes, yes, and you are not mistaken.
Thank you so much.
Bianca?
Hello, Athena. I have a double question also. I also work as a, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. You answered part of my questions. I work as a psychologist and I'm finding it part difficult at this moment to do my work. And on the other hand, it's also, how do we say it, exciting because of the people coming with all kind of ascension stuff.
Yes.
And I'm finding it on one side very difficult to address it as an ascension sign. And on the other side, I'm enjoying it because I'm recognizing it. I'm starting to laugh at it, but it's so difficult to navigate at this time with different problems that people are coming with that sometimes it's confusing for me. But also I'm getting more sensitive, and that's also another part that's I don't want to say bothering me, but it's not always easy.
Yes.
And
we would we do not wish to cut in. If you have more question after we finish, you are welcome. Yes. We're just going to briefly answer what it is you are discussing, you see. We want you to know, all of you, yes, that when you want communication from your wisdom, from your high self, you must ask for it. So many just sit and wait for it. They don't ask, you see. And if one would get the understanding that you are a free being, you are a human with free will and choice, and that there is nothing that is going to interfere or intervene with that unless you ask for it, you see. And we would tell you in the practice that you are in, we are knowing that you are voicing that there is at times probably some confusion with the ones that you are moving with, whether they are having some other type of a disturbance or they are actually having a spiritual awakening. Is this what you were indicating or trying to communicate? Yes. And if you would sit within yourself, yes, and ask yourself the question, I say, I need to have the proper knowing or understanding of what is before me, yes, you will get it, you see, and it will be it'll be so real, so knowing, yes, there will be no doubt that you will know, yes. And then as you trust and as you start to use this information and agree with it, yes, or allow it, we would say, it will become stronger within you, you see, and it is like opening a floodgate. Robin has noticed since we have come in the beginning, when we would want to, we download blocks of thought and she is allowed to choose the words. Thus a few cuss words now and then. Homer, I think you heard a few, yes. She loves to have a little bit of fun once in a while. And we said it's okay. Human can swear. They can have a glass of wine and still be of love, yes. So no worries on those accounts, folks. Yes, you can do this. But what we were letting her know really is that this knowing is something that grows over time and over your agreement to it, you see. And as Robin has agreed, as she has started to trust more and more, once in a while before a session, we'll say, this one is going to bring up this or that. Yes, they will tell her something that she just knows what it is before they speak, and then she'll get this confirmation or from us. Yes, it helps her a little bit, and so the trust has grown. So in this way, we've cheated a little bit. We have assisted her, but we would tell you to start experimenting with this trust and with this asking. Yes, that you get the knowing and the understanding that you need to perform in a way that you want to, and you will be very surprised at how this will start to unfold and how you will get more and more of it because of this. You see.
Thank you. You know, when I stop thinking and just be with myself,
yes,
I start to speak and I don't even recognize the voice speaking through me.
Absolutely. It's what Robin is doing, you see. She can hear her mouth going and the words coming out of her mouth, but she has absolutely no idea where they're coming from. She can talk really fast. She can never talk this fast on her own. You know, she couldn't go this fast, you see. She likes to have a little but what we are trying to tell you is this is how it will feel. It will flow from you. It will be, we would tell you like your Tony Robbins, he is in a flow, in a stream of consciousness that is very assistive to other humans, yes. And it is a form of channeling, although it is not a group like Robin is doing. It is done again in all different ways. One can do this and implement it into their business, and nobody would even know that it was. We wouldn't have to quite just think that you're a really wise person. You see, we don't in their business. You see, so there are many that do it in a variety of ways, and we would tell you to be agreeable to that. To let come to you the proper form is a wisdom and a knowing that is fitting to you, you see.
You are flipping in and out.
We are sorry. There is some bad weather here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We are repeating once again to you that your high self has a wisdom and a knowing, and that what will come to you in the way that you will do the work that you will do can be very different than the way others do it. And we're not sure if you heard us, but your Tony Robbins, who is very well-to-do, yes, is in a stream of consciousness that is very assistive to other people, but it is a form of channeling, even though he doesn't use that as how he moves, you see. And so some will choose to not be known as a channeler, but they in the background will be doing it, you see.
I recognize that. Thank you. This was the confirmation.
Yes, it is what is happening. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can we go to our final speaker now, Pantea?
Hello, and thank you so much for your time being here with us. Actually, I don't have really a specific question. Just wanted to know can you energetically connect to me and see if there's anything I need to know? That's all.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What I'm trying to do these days is to channel. And I just want to know what I need to do better.
Tell us how you do it.
How I do it.
How is it you try to channel?
No, it was like I felt this connection since months ago, and then I had a session with another channel that told me that there is a spirit want to connect with me, and since then I started to have this conversation. The first channeling already happened 2 nights ago, but it was during my time and it was trance channel, so I just fell asleep, and in the morning I realized what happened to me last night.
Here's what we tell you.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
You as a human are the master. And what we mean by this is everything is of your choosing. The life you are living, yes, how you will or will not do things. And this is no different for becoming a channeler. And we have done a recording on our podcast, and we have talked about makes no difference whether you are a channeler, a healer, or you're the man picking up the garbage on Wednesday afternoons. You see, all are contributing to all that is, and all are expanding through the experiences that they are having. And so make no mistake about it, when one becomes something, it is because they have chosen as a human to have this experience. In many, we would tell you, and we're not saying this is you at all, we are just giving you a for instance, so do not attach to it personally, yes? But many would think becoming a channeler would be a good spot or a high place to be in, but we want to equal it to the garbage man, so that all of you know right here and right now that this is the place that you're at. You see, you're choosing an experience. It happens to be channeler, and you happen to be wanting to assist others in their lives. And this is a good cause. And all that is behind it. Yes, we're not minimizing it, you see. But we are also wanting to make the same depiction to anything that a human is doing upon the earth plane is of value. It is of choosing. So if it is your desire to be a channeler, and we are knowing that it is, yes, then you must choose it. And you must not and you must decide how you want to do it. Robin didn't know this at first. She felt her body, yes, would go every which way. The mudras, yes, were coming all the time. She was not doing them. It was doing it to her, yes. There were lots of facial expressions and the mouth going and teeth coming out, yes, that she couldn't look at herself in the mirror, we would tell you. And then one day, when her son was visiting, she had mentioned to him that these things were happening, and he saw them happen. And then he said to us, well, why don't you just say something if you're going to be doing that, you see? And we did, because we were invited. Someone asked us. And then we said to him, well, could you ask this one? Because now she had moved out enough to allow us to speak, and we answered. How does she want to do it? Does she want to write it? Does she want to talk it in words? Does she want to be like this Tony Robbins, where she's really wise? Yes, and she's a coach, and she has really good advice, but nobody knows where it's coming from. Yes, it is her choice, you see. And in that moment, she realized, I'm a verbal person. I like to talk. I was called Lips when I was growing up because I talked so much, you see. So she said talking would be fine with me. And this is how the flow began. This is how the process began. So what we would tell you is you're giving up your power a little bit. Yes. When you say to us, how is it going to be? How will it unfold? And what can I expect? And we would ask you, how's it going to be? How are you going to have it unfold? And what is it that you want to expect? You see, we want to put it right back in your lap. And we want to tell each and every one of you here again today, make no mistake about it. There's nobody out there. It's you, you see. The only one out there is you. And you are part of all that is. It's one flow of consciousness that is expressing itself in every different form and way that one can imagine, you see. So decide, all of you, decide. How do you want to be? How do you want to live? What do you want it to look like? How do you want to feel? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest piece of advice we would hope you take away from here today. And when you're not feeling the way that you'd like to be feeling, get off your ass and find your way over there somehow, because that's the only way you're going to get it. You see.
Thank you.
Did we answer your question?
In a way. Actually, it's not exactly the case for me. It's not like I don't know what I want to be. I exactly know, but from the other side, I don't want to control the situation. I want to let go of the control because I'm open for something better.
But in the statement, I don't want to, you see. I don't want to do this.
I don't want to have the control over everything because I'm sure Spirit has prepared something better and I want to be open for that. I don't want to close my, what I want only to what I want. I'm open for something better because I trust that something better is coming. And I know that is coming. So I just wanted to know what else can I do?
What would something better feel like? Tell us. What does something better feel like? You have to have a map. You have to have an idea of how you like
in service.
In service. And how does that make you feel?
I have the passion for it. I feel joy.
Yes. Then we would say, do whatever you can to get into that passion and joy state. You have just launched it. We've heard you. All that is heard you. Your desire has been given the minute you asked for it. If you're not attaching to it, it's because you have not moved over into the love state, into the joy state that you were talking about, into the I'm not worried about anything state, because I have asked for it. And when I asked, I have become it. Now I want to plug into it. Now I want to reach it, you see. Get over on that side where that feeling that you have, that you're going to get by having what you have asked for is. And then watch it come.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have another question. This was from Bianca. It was to do with, is there anything that you can tell us about why we're a group together and why we've come together as a group?
You're going to laugh a little bit at this, yes? All of you were a little frustrated in your professions at some degree or way, yes? And all of you are wanting this refresh or new way, new path to do it, you see. We would say this is the biggest connecting point, and you are all service people. You're all wanting to be in service of humanity. Yes, each and every one of you is an uplifter and an activator of others. Yes. So you have this likeness or way. It is no mistake to us at all. For us, as we move with each one of you, the stream, as we talk of the stream of consciousness or energy, is flowing together. You see, you are all same in this way of your desires for humanity.
I think I have another question. This is Homer. Over the last few weeks, it's kind of been a recurring theme that we're all players in this game we call life. And I've seen it come through several different teachers, and seems to be a theme. Even Jay last week was talking about being a player and whether you're going to be a player or a non-player in this game or this hologram we call life. Could you speak to that a little bit, maybe?
What are you referring to as player? Denote
that if you're going to be a player and player in your life as a participant, are you going to be an actively involved in the role or in the play, this ongoing play of life? Are you going to be a main actor, or are you going to be a background player?
So are you going to live consciously or unconsciously? Is this the question?
This is probably the deeper root of this. Yes.
Yes. What we are hoping for humanity, yes, is that they become conscious of how it is they are living. As we had one of the earliest questions when we talked about nothing being in your life unless you had somehow created it or invited it to yourself. And many are perplexed by that. And we would tell you, how many of you here today could tell us that you consciously got up in the morning and you watched the water as you filled your pot to make your coffee? Yes. And as you poured the coffee in the cup, you watched it swirl into the cup. Yes. And you got the smell of it, that you valued that moment. We would tell you probably none, maybe one. We would say, yeah. Robin says she didn't do it either. Yeah, don't worry. But the point we are trying to make, that's a simple thing, but we could tell you there's some magnificent things that are being missed, that aren't even being noticed, that people are on autopilot, really. They're not paying any attention to the beauty that surrounds them, yes, to the needs that are out there, to where they could satisfy or compliment one, or look at someone's hair as it shined in the sun, yes. There's so much being missed, and we would tell you this is where the creative value is. This is where the joy is. This is where the plugging in is. This is the feeling that we're talking about. This admiration, this noticing life, really. If you want to start seeing a manifestation appear in your life fast, we would say, get into this. Robin had a friend who was a channeler. Actually, she knew her over 25 years now, and they would come and stay at her house. And when the channeler would come, she never would channel at all. Robin would never ask her, you see, because many did, and she felt as though it was a violation of her time, yes, and she wanted her as a friend, not as a channeler. But Robin would get up in the morning, and her husband Don would be at the sink washing the dishes. And finally, on about the third day, she would see him threading the little washcloth through the fork rungs and looking at it, yes, and watching the water. And she finally said to him, "What the hell's going on with the dishes in the morning?" And he said, "Well, I'm in the moment. I am doing something, so I'm doing it well. and I'm paying attention, yes, while I'm doing it. And that is what I'm doing with my time. And she realized in that moment how unconsciously really she was herself living her life. And although he was doing this with a dish, she said, I can only imagine what he's doing with something that really matters, like perhaps his wife's smile, yes, or the flowers as he walks out of the door of his house, or the neighbor who is waving at him with the paper, yes. And she realized in that moment how many of us are just existing really and not accountable for where our minds are. And this is what we hope for you people, that you can start to really be, have this creative value, because when you get this and you really start to pay attention to all of your surroundings and then do it in appreciation and do it in awe, yes, that you will start to plug in. You will start to manifest that which you were wanting very quickly when you do this, you see, because this is the part that gets missing when people go on autopilot, when they get so busy in their lives, yes, that they just go from one thing to the next and they don't really notice. This is how life becomes flat. And then your creations are flat. They're not what you're wanting, you see. So we don't know, Homer, if we got there with that answer. And if we did not, we would not mind if you wanted to rephrase it again. But we think this is an important point for humans to know and to work on.
Yes, I think you got there, because that's the big issue, is to being conscious and what's going on around you and what's manifesting in life, and not being on default and running in default mode and
both good and bad, we would say, yes. Don't think I got the lousy job or blah blah blah, whatever it is. Then you want to take a peek around and you want to see, where have I felt that way before? Where am I creating this type of feeling that I'm having this unfold over and over again in front of me, you see?
Yes. Yeah, part of it, I guess, is recognizing the loops we all get stuck into, because I've found in my later years, I don't know why it had to take me 65 years to get there, but you see that the loops that we've all got into these patterns where we're just living life by default and repeating this broken record mentality.
Absolutely. It is why this change is coming. People are noticing it is coming. We would tell you at a fast rate. This desire for unity and all of the things that are happening in your world, even the ones that you deem as bad, yes, are sending off a great desire for something better when they are experienced. So we would tell you, unlike what you read in your newspapers, there's some good stuff coming. You are at the tipping point now where more and more people are opening, more and more humans are understanding that they are the creator, and they're moving out of this victimization role and into their power, you see. And as they do this, others will see them do it, yes, and they want to do it too. It's how it works. It is a fast spreading, wonderful thing.
Does anyone else? Go ahead, Jay.
There's one question by Pantea wanted to know, which was, can we ask what dimension you are communicating from with us?
We get asked all kinds of questions, yes, what planes of existence. And we would tell you again, and we know that there are those channelers out there that will say they're from this plane or that plane. But what we would tell you is that we are all one thing. We are all one source, having all different experiences, you see. And so this idea really that someone is on a higher plane is not one that sets well with us. We would tell you right now that as a human and as a creator, or as any being, as we are even, yes, we can desire anything that we are wanting to experience. If we are wanting to be of high intelligence, then perhaps you're really stupid on the earth plane. And then what is sent out from that? A large desire that you would like to be smarter, we would tell you. So there are many different things that from your vantage point that you're never going to understand, or that we're never going to be able to put to you in a human term that you're going to understand. And even if I were to tell you a plane of existence, how would you ever verify it? How would you ever know if what I was saying is true, you see? And so we are never ones that want to verify this or to say, but we will tell you that we are emanating from the one source, and the one source is what you are emanating from, you see. And although we are on different, what you would call dimensions, or we are without body right now, we would give you that, yes? So that is why we are in this high ecstatic state that we are in. Think if you didn't have a body to worry about, you wouldn't need to wonder where your next plate of food was coming from. You wouldn't need to worry about being run over by a truck or someone treating you badly or whatever else it is that upsets a human, yes? So this place that we are at, we merely have a desire or a conscious thought of where it is that we want to be or do, and we are able to do it, you see. And to some degree, we're not all that different. We are learning, we are expanding, we are teachers. Yes, we like to call ourselves teachers, and we are not sure that this is going to be a satisfying answer to you. But to say that what we are emanating from, the way we describe it sometimes is if you looked at a beehive, yes, and it was this massive hive, really. And then all of you little bees, yes, have your own little compartment or place that you emanate from. And then you go out and you have your experiences. It could be this plane or another plane or whatever it is that you are, through your desires that you have launched, what it is you want to experience, yes? And then as you complete the experience that you have had, then you return and you plug in all of what you have learned, all of what you have expanded to into that hive. We give you this just so that you can kind of understand that this all that is just keeps expanding. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and better. Yes, it keeps more and more keeps being added, and there is no limit. There's no end to it. There's no describing it really in a term that a human would ever understand, you see. So a long answer for what you asked was a short question. But it is, we are never going to spend our time verifying our separateness or difference from you, because in so many ways we are like you, you see. We are from the same source that you are, but we are not in the contrast. What is making you disconnected or different is the emotional states and contrast that you're having to deal with on the earth plane.
Thank you so much for that. Do we don't want to cut into your time, so if there is one, Mia would like to ask the question, but it's okay if you have time, or if you
we are absolutely fine with it. Yes, you may go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you. This is a personal question. I live in a small town that does not have as many clients that I would like for my new business. Or another thing that I'm looking for is a partnership. I'm already a little bit older and would love to find a partner for the rest of my life, or live the rest of my life just by myself. And I was wondering if I should actually move to a different location, maybe closer to the sea level or something. Would that be more beneficial for my path?
How is it you feel when you think about moving?
I don't know where to move, but I'd like to more humidity and maybe a little bit lower elevation. I mean, 5300.
What we always tell a human, yes, when they are in a decision-making mode or time, yes, is that there is always this balancing act that needs to occur. One has to decide which is the path of least resistance, or what is going to feel the best to me, what would make me feel the best. If you are convinced that you are not going to reach the desires or get the things that you are needing and wanting from the area that you are presently living in, then we would suggest, if that is a value or a belief system that you are holding, that you move, you see. We would suggest it. We are not necessarily agreeing with you that it is a truth, but we feel it is a truth for you, you see. And this is what we tell a human. We're not telling you to hoodwink yourself. We're not telling you to do something that you yourself do not believe in. So if you have adopted this belief or this way of thinking, then it is good to leave, because that is less resistive, you see. And this is the advice that we would give you. There are many, we would tell you, that are living in the most remote and small areas of the world and have met mates that are perfect and have grown their businesses. But you have to believe it. You have to be able to feel that in your own body. If you can't, then you need to go somewhere where you can feel it, you see. And there's nothing wrong in that. We're not shaming you. We're not blaming you. But we are simply stating a fact here. This is how one makes a decision in their life. Always with truth, always with belief, because there is no point in doing anything without it, you see. Nothing good can come without that, you see. And that's the advice we would give you when it comes to this situation that you are now talking about.
because I kind of love the place where I live, and I'm kind of okay if I live by myself rest of my life. But then part of me wants to have a relationship, a partnership. It's sometimes so lonely not to share.
Then you have to believe that you can. You see, you have to believe it with your heart and your soul. In order for you to manifest something, you have to have the feeling. You have to have the knowing that it will be so. You see, if you are stuck in this conflict of wondering, wishing, that is not a positive energy. Really, that is desperation, or you know what we are saying. Yes, it is not the same as I can have it. I am the creator. You are the creator. We're going to confirm it for you. We would love to have you prove it to yourself, but we are not going to discourage you from moving somewhere where you can get it quicker because you believe it. We are not going to do that, you see. This is the advice we would give you, to use this opportunity either to move and show yourself, now you have it, or to stay where you are and change the vibratory level that you are emitting, that somehow this is not available to you here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Donna, can you just ask your remaining question as well?
Thank you, Jay, and thank you, Athena. I didn't say thank you to you before, but I did swallow that bitter pill that you gave me, and that was fine. But I just want to clarify. I love the fact that you mentioned Tony Robbins, because I quote him all the time to this group, and the reason I quote him is because he copies the best of what other people do, and he's made it's a fine art for him. And I think that's wonderful. And so I think in what I do is I like to test and try different things to see if it resonates with me. So for me, it is defining, I don't want to be and do the same as someone else, but
yes,
I do want to find what I am meant to be, like what's the feeling of that. So for me, it is like in the testing and the trying that I have all these opportunities, and I know I can manifest beautifully, and I've recognized it many times, and sometimes I haven't recognized when I've manifested the incorrect things I didn't really want. But yeah, how is it from, like, how do we discern, like you say, not to copy and do whatever everyone else does, but then you also then say, you quote about Tony, and I think, yeah, I just wanted some clarity on that, please.
Yes, we would not necessarily say that anyone is copying. That would be an incorrect assumption. Yes, but what we are saying, they're admiring. Yes, you can admire the way this one does something and add it. Yes, and you can admire the way this one does their work and add it. Yes, and then admire and add. Yes, and then pretty soon you find yourself in a stream of consciousness that is created for you. You see, in your admiration, in your love state, in your wanting to feel a certain way, then what will happen is these things will start to culminate or come to you, and it will be as Tony Robbins, he did same. You see, it is not, one might say he's copying this one and that one, but really what he did was he got into his love state in what this one did and what that one did, and then he formed this culmination, a stream of energy that he brought to himself that is now his expression, and you would do same. You see, and it is done through this process that you were talking about. I like this, yes, I'm going to add. I like this, that feels good to me, I'm going to add. We're going to use Robin's son again because he laughed. He says, do I have to be brought up in every recording you have? Yes. But he asked for more money to come. He's in a very stressful business. He does very well at it. Yes, he is a trader, yes, of different cryptocurrencies and all kinds of oddities, yes. But he said, I'm getting tired. It is very stressful on me. I like the money I make, but I am tired of being in the trade over the weekend and not enjoying my family because I'm stressed. Yes. And we said to him, what if you decided that you could make money from all different places in different ways, that it didn't have to just come in that way, in that stress environment? So he said, I'm going to work on that. So pretty soon he started to get some opportunities that started to come to him. And one in particular, it required him to be on some phone meetings as a consultant, yes. And he would get a percentage of the business that was taken in by these ones that were using him as a consultant, you see. But there were some other demands, and he is a free being, really. He is used to always stay home for the day if he wants to with his family, go to work if he wants to. Yes, it is the way he has lived. And he called us up, and we were talking to him, and we started to hear him say, well, you know, it is a good opportunity, and I should take it, and I should do this, yes. And we said to him, why would you do anything that doesn't make your heart sing? You don't need the money. Yes, there would be money, but he didn't necessarily need it. Yes. And this is the advice we would give to any human. Just because opportunities are going to come and get laid before you, there's always a little fine tuning to do. And you will realize that as your experiences start to come. And what we told Brad is you put out the desire for more money opportunities, but you never said how you wanted to feel about them. And he didn't feel good about this one. It felt as though it was cutting into him. It was making him on a regular schedule or making him feel bottled up or contained. Yes, Robin is one that cannot stand this either, you see. So he may have inherited it from her, we don't know. But what we are trying to give to you humans is when you first put out a desire, even the one that said she wanted to be a channeler, one better be very careful about what they put out, because, or what they take when it first comes, because how they are really wanting to feel, they may have to fine tune that a little bit, or some opportunities may come, and they may have part or 3/4 of what you are desiring, but then you realize that there's this other piece or part that isn't quite to your liking or matching, you see. And then it's for you to not worry about letting those go, those ones that aren't the perfect match, because more will be coming as you are in your connected state, yes. And then fine tune it, and then think, oh, okay, I like the idea of more money coming in different ways, but now I want to feel freedom. I want to feel like I do in my work that I'm doing right now, you see, where I feel free and I do not feel as though I'm committed to these conferences or things that are sucking the life out of me. So this is the advice that we would give to all of you as you are on your manifesting journeys, is to see what starts to lay before you, because something will start coming as you are aligning and as you are putting out your likes and your desire, and then fine tune it a little bit. Don't feel you have to take the first thing that comes across your plate. You can decide, you see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Athena, we appreciate, and I think I speak for everyone, for your enlightening words of wisdom today.
We would say right back to Homer.
I think maybe a few of us have got a little bit of a movement off of this, I would say, hill we're stuck upon. So hopefully.
We have enjoyed this interaction. We know that we have covered a lot of ground, yes. And we're grateful, really, Homer, for you bringing the group together. It is always a pleasure to meet new beings that are like-minded, yes. We do want to mention that we do have a email address, and if anyone would like to send their contact with their email and phone number and name, we will add them to our list. We do regular podcasts, yes. We are going to start group sessions, yes, where we have people connecting over Zoom that will be run by Robin's sister, Heidi, actually, who is very into this spiritual realm as well, yes. So there are lots of new things that are coming up. We are grateful for the exchange, and we felt the richness of the questions that were answered, and we hope that we hit the mark, yes. It was our greatest pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time today, Athena and Robin,
Thank
and
you
the group.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
we'll
you.
let Robin
Thank you
back
so
into
much.
the room. We'll let Robin pop back into the room for a moment to say thank you and goodbye. Yes, and it was our pleasure. I'm back. I'm sorry, my eyes closed. I could open them a little bit more, but I just feel like it's easier to be in La La Land when I have them closed for some reason.
Well,
No, that's
we
fine.
appreciate your time so much today, Robin. And I think it was quite an experience for everyone. I hope it was, and we really appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome. It was pleasure, and I hope to hear from you again sometime.